Hey guys, and welcome back. So for today's video, I think it's going to be kind of a fun one. I did go on this big massive Walmart haul and I did pick up a bunch of drugstore stuff to kind of do a full face makeup look for you guys, and I did try to pick up everything that was new, so either on the packaging it said new or the little stand that it was on said new. So if it's not completely new, I do apologize, but it's all of this stuff is brand new to me. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of come up with a full face of new drugstore makeup for you guys. So the very first product I'm going to do is going to be foundation, because if you guys know me, you know that I don't really use primer all that often, and this foundation has kind of got a lot of backlash, but then some people say they really like it, so I was super curious about how I would like it. And this is the Covergirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Nourishing Foundation with coconut milk and aloe extract. So yeah, I've seen a lot of good reviews on this, and I've seen a lot of really terrible reviews on this. So again, I was super curious, and they do have some pretty pronounced claims that this does. So one, they say that it blurs imperfections, evens out skin tone, sheer buildable coverage, instant and all-day hydration. And this is also a dewy finish. So I like dewy finishes in foundation, but I am used to a little bit more thicker coverage than, I guess, what you would call skin milk. So we're going to try it and find out. And the shade that I got is actually 510 Porcelain. So I'm just going to be using a Real Techniques blending sponge, and I'm just going to start blending it in. And my skin is so horrible right now. Like, I know you might not be able to see it in camera, but it's actually so bad. And the reason is ever since that we've started this quarantine thing, I've eaten nothing but junk food. And like, I mean junk food. Like, we probably went through like 4 bags of chips in a week. And just a ton of stuff like pizza, macaroni and cheese, like just a lot of comfort food like that. And before this, I was kind of doing a low carbish kind of diet, so this has hit me pretty hard in the food category. But I mean, what better time to kind of have time for my videos and to kind of get back into YouTube again, because before going on quarantine I was working 3 jobs. I know I mentioned that in a video before this one, but yeah, 3 jobs. I had no time for myself, nothing. I had time to kind of like spit out the maybe a video once every 3-4 weeks. So this is definitely going to give me some time to sit back and reconnect with YouTube a little bit. So this was the first layer. I think I'm going to build it up a little bit more. So I'm going to put a little bit more on my sponge and just go in with a second coat, since they did say it was a buildable coverage. But so far it's going on really well. It just kind of glides on. And it's definitely moisturizing, and I can definitely see the dewiness. Okay, so that's pretty much foundation done. That is pretty much 2 layers that I applied, and I don't see a problem with this. I think it looks very natural and very, like I said, moisturizing and kind of dewy on the skin. It didn't go on really cakey. It didn't like grab at any dry spots that I have. So this is a pass in my opinion. I do think this is a really good everyday, just normal foundation to wear if you don't want to cake it up or really build on that heavy makeup. I think this is a great option. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with some concealer, and the concealer that I picked up is by E.L.F, and this is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. So I have never tried the matte one by this, like the 24-hour one, or it's 16-hour one, I can't remember, but this, to my knowledge, is considered the new one, I believe, so that's why I picked this one up. Okay, so I got the color Fair Rose, and it does look a little bit like pinky. I know you probably can't see it here, but against all the other shades that it had, it is like a little bit pinky, so I hope that it's not too pinky, but it was literally the lightest one. I'm gonna try this. I have never tried a concealer by E.L.F before, so this will be the first. And it does come with like a massive doe foot applicator. This really reminds me of the Shape Tape. But I kind of like the big applicators, because I find you can just do the one swipe or a couple swipes and you're done. So I'm just going to apply some of this here. And you know what? When it's actually on your skin, it doesn't look pink. I think it was just against all the warm shades that I was like, oh no, it's going to look a little bit too pink on me, but so far so good. I just put a little bit there on my little cold sore patch. And it's not oxidizing too bad, because if you guys know, if you ever use the ColourPop ones, they oxidize like extremely bad. So this one doesn't seem to be doing that. And I'm just going to go in with the same Real Technique sponge and just blend this out. Okay, so concealer is done, and I have no complaints about that concealer so far. Everything looks pretty good. The color was good on it. I know I look super ghostly right now, but we'll fix it up with some bronzer in a little bit. But now I'm going to go in with some setting powder, and the one that I chose was by Wet n Wild. It's the Photo Focus Translucent Powder, and it looks just like this. So I'm just going to open that up, and I haven't opened it yet. As you can see, the little sticker is still on it. So I'm just tapping into the cover with that, and I'm just going to bake a little bit under my eyes, just to kind of set the concealer, because in almost all of my videos I explain that I have wrinkly under eyes. So not because like of age, but just because I have a lot of like skin, I guess you could say, under my eyes. So that's the reasoning behind that. Before we do brows, I am just going to wipe this off. I know it's not what I usually do. I usually keep the bake on and then do my eyebrows. But because I'm using a new product, I don't know how long it's going to take me, and I don't want it to sit there too long. So I'm just going to be using this Real Techniques, what is this, contour brush, and I'm just going to fluff that away. So what I recently been doing is, after I kind of take that initial bake off, I will take a larger, fluffier brush and just kind of take the remainder and just kind of set the rest of my face with it. And I actually like this powder. It's not too, like, it's really smooth under my eyes, so it is very finely milled. I do really like it. I would say that it is comparable to my Maybelline Fit Me one that I have right here, but you do get a whole lot more in this one. Yeah, so I really do like this one. I can see myself using this every day, like going to work and whatnot. So yeah, this one is a pass for me as well, and I actually do like this, and I do think that I will get used to this every single day. Okay, so now that we got pretty much the base of the face done, I am going to go in with eyebrows. And eyebrows were kind of a tricky thing for me to find, because I really do like using powders and pomades. So, but a lot of the pomades that I seen at Walmart, like through the brands, they didn't really have like a ashy taupe color. A lot of it was like a light brown or like a dark blonde, but the blonde looked really orangey or yellowy, I guess, not really like an ashy taupe. So this was kind of the best thing that I found. This is the new Revlon Colorstay Brow Creator Micro Pencil Powder and Brush. Oh, it's a powder at the end. I never realized that. So it apparently this claims that it has 5 benefits in one tool. So this is what it looks like here. It does have a spoolie on the end, and then this one, it claims that it's powder. Oh, I see. Okay, so the middle opens up, and then this little fluffy part here, I don't know if you can see, on the end is almost like a little powder blotter or something. So, okay, so it really is kind of like a 3-in-1 thing. First, I'm going to start off with this little crayon tip. It is just like a normal little tip. I'm just going to show you in here. Looks just like that. So I'm going to start off kind of filling them in like I would normally fill them in with powder or pomade, and I kind of like just starting at the bottom line here. Let's see what kind of color this is. Okay, so this is actually taupe, so I think this product is going to be a good shade match for me. So I like to start off on the bottom line and then kind of taking it over to the middle and filling it in this way, defining the arch a little bit. So what I kind of like about this one right off the bat is it's not coming off super harsh. Like, there's not a whole lot of pigmentation that happens right when you try to apply it. So that's nice, because if you want to use like a little bit of a less heavy hand in some areas, like the front part of your brow, you can without it going in too heavy. So that's what I'm going to try to do, is this part of my brow. I'm just going to use a light hand. Now I'm going to go with the spoolie and just kind of smudge that in, blend it into the very start of my brow. Now I'm just going to try to use the powder. So I'm just going to kind of see what this one's all about. Okay, so I'm kind of doing it on my hand, and it does swatch kind of really heavy and powdery, but I'm just going to brush this along this part of my brows just to kind of, yeah, I actually really like that. So far, this is the best product that I've used in terms of a pencil. And I'm going to go ahead and do my other brow, so I will be right back once I do this side. Okay, so I am back and I am finished both of my brows and I try to get them as even as possible. Okay, so my final thoughts on this. I actually do really like this and I can see me reaching for this on an everyday basis solely because one, the color was really good for me. Like, this was a good fit in terms of like a taupe shade. And second, you do have your, I guess you could call it like a crayon, and you have your spoolie, and then on the inside again you do have powder just to put a little more definition and coverage into your brows. So you do have all three tools kind of wrapped up into one little product. I'm so glad I actually tried this because I really do like it and I do see myself getting a lot more use out of it. So this product is also a pass by me. So we're moving on into the face products, and what I was really excited about and I've seen really good reviews on is this guy right here. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection and Weylie. So this is so pretty. If I open it up, that's all of your shades there. It has like a nice message up here from Weylie, and it does have two of their, I guess, normal shades of bronzer, and then it does have 4 limited edition like other face products over here. So how it's laid out in here, these two would be the highlighter shades, these two would be the blush shades, and then these two would be the classic bronzer shades. Okay, so I took the plastic off, and as I was taking the plastic off, a little chunk of this bronzer kind of fell out of the pan, but I mean, whatever, it's not a big deal. It's not like the whole thing fell out, so I don't mind. I think what I'm going to go into first is going to be the bottom one. So this one right here, the one that broke off, I think I'm going to go into that one just to kind of give myself a nice little bronzed glow. So I'm going to go in with my Sigma Small Contour F05 brush, and I'm just going to dip into this. And it is a little powdery, especially where the thing broke off on me. So I'm just going to be very careful of that. Okay, so that was bronzer, and it's your typical butter bronzer. So if you love that one, you're obviously going to love this one since it's the same thing. So bronzer is done, and now I'm going to move on to blush. I think the one that I'm going to be using is this one down here. This one is called Wildflower, and the one above it's called Apricot. So I am going to be using the bottom one here. So I'm just going to go in with my Sigma Powder blush brush, and I'm just going to tap into this and just apply that on my cheeks. That's a really pretty blush shade, and I love that it's the same formula as the bronzer, and everything is just so buttery. I've never used anything by the Butter Collection except for the original bronzer, so this is my first time trying a blush. Okay, so now that we're looking super blushed up, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move on to eyes before I do highlighter, which are these last two here. So we're gonna come back to this once I do a little bit of eye work. When it came to eyes, I was actually pretty indecisive, and I actually picked up 3 of these E.L.F. bite-size mini palettes right here. So the first one that I picked up is called Berry Bad, and it's a beautiful like pinky raspberry shade. The next one that I picked up is called Cream and Sugar, and this one's more of like a natural brown and a little bit of golds. And this last one is called Truffles, and this one you have some of your darker shades like this, and we have the one shimmery shade on the bottom, and the rest are all matte. Okay, you know what? So I think we're gonna go for the Berry Bad little eyeshadow one, because I don't really wear reds or like berry tones all that often, so I think we're gonna reach for this one. So this is how the shades look once opened. I don't know if you can see if it's focused, but there are 2 kind of shimmery foily shades in the center, and then the one on the top and one on the bottom are matte. The first shade that I'm going to go into is actually the lighter matte one over here, and I'm just taking a Morphe G17 brush, and I'm just going to dunk into this and tap off because they do look like they are a little bit powdery, and I'm just going to put put that into my crease. Okay, so before I go any further, I am going to take another brush. This is the Sigma Small Tapered Blending E45 brush. Same shade, except I'm going to add some on my bottom lid. I'm going to take this darker shade here, and I'm taking that same brush, and I'm just going to work this into the outer corner. And these shades are actually really pretty, and the formula on these are so nice so far. I mean, I've not yet got to the shimmery foil shades, but we're gonna see how they apply in just a second. And if you have blue eyes, these colors will make them pop. I'm going to take some of that darker shade again on this brush, same one, and I'm going to put some on the bottom lash as well. I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with this one here. So there's like a pinkier version. I'm going to save that for more of the inner corner-ish area, but I'm going to take this more, I guess, warmer shade one, and I'm just going to try it with my finger first. And ooh, it's literally like butter. So, and that comes off so good. So I'm just going to start off on the outer one here. I'm going to take that and do the same. Okay, so now that we have that one down, I am going to take that more raspberry one, and I'm going to, ooh, this one's so velvety as well. Do you see the pigmentation on that? It's like insane. So I'm going to put that here, more so in the inner corner, and that one comes out super pink, but it's so pretty. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of blend it into this other coppery one. But I wanted to try out all colors in this and see what they all look like on the lids. I didn't even have to go in with like Fix Plus or anything. Like, these are that good. Like these two shades in the center, they're so good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the outer corner a little bit. So I'm just going to go in with this dark shade again now that we kind of have the eye colors laid down. And I'm just going to do a little more emphasis. These are so pretty. Like, I can't believe it. I'm so excited to try the other ones now, and I feel like I need all of them. Like, all of those little palettes, I feel like I literally need all of them. So something that I really haven't really done before is incorporate liquid eyeliner into my makeup looks. I usually use a angle brush, and I use like a dark shadow. So today we are going to test this on camera. I am no expert at winged liner. I am literally just starting to use it myself. So being in quarantine for this many days so far, that's what I kind of have learned, is I've kind of been stepping up my game a little bit with liquid eyeliner. So I'm going to give this one a go. This one is by Essence, and it is the Extra Long Lasting Eyeliner Pen. So we're going to give this one a go. The reason I chose this one is because it has like a really nice thin tip on it, and I can't have anything thick because I don't use like thick lines on my eyeliner. So we're going to give this a go, and I'm not going to do anything like extravagant. I'm just literally going to line the baseline and flick out a little wing at the end. That is the first eye done, and it's nothing huge or extravagant. It's literally just like a little baby wing, but I am getting better, so we shall see what happens in a couple more videos, but that's as good as that eye is gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing, or try to do the same thing to this eye, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, so both eyes are done, and it didn't come out too bad, and I think they both look somewhat similar. And in terms of this liner, I mean, I know I'm no professional or experienced users in eyeliner pens, but this one I had a little bit of harder of a time of trying to make the liquid come out less dry on my second eye. So this one was fine. It was pretty liquidy and it went on like super good, but then by the time I got to this one, it's almost like it dried out a little bit. So I had to like keep applying it on the back of my hand to try to make like the color kind of flow a little bit better. So in terms of this one, I think it's okay, but I think if a normal eyeliner, you know, experienced person were to try this, I don't think they would like it as much. So for this one, I would say it's just okay, and I will probably never buy this again, just to tell you the truth. So the Essence one is probably a no-go for me. Now we're gonna go in with some mascara, and I had a hard time trying to find a new mascara that I wanted to try. As you guys know, I'm super picky at mascara. I just have a couple that I really like and that I go to all the time. So this one is actually by Maybelline, and it looks just like this. So this is the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara. It's in the shade Blackest Black because that's the only color that I ever really use. So this one says that you will get dramatic length, volume, and lift. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this and we will give this one a go. I'm kind of scared because every drugstore one that I almost try, I don't like. So I hope that I find another go-to with this one. So I'm just gonna show you guys the wand shape. So this is the wand shape here. So as you can see, it's kind of slim in the middle and it gets chunky towards the ends. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start applying this to my lashes. Okay, so far, not bad. I mean, I'm gonna have to go in with a second coat, but we're gonna see. So I'm just going in with a second coat now on my lashes. I'm just gonna do the bottom ones. Okay, so my thoughts on this mascara is it went on pretty good. I mean, it's kind of hard to see like what a mascara will look like unless you use it probably like a good 2 or 3 times, but so far so good. Usually I don't like it by this point, so this one has passed like the first like application test. So I will keep you guys posted on this. If I do really like it, you will definitely see it again in another video. But yeah, I really like that so far. So this has passed the test. This is unheard of for a drugstore mascara, but hopefully you guys will see this pop up in another video. So if you do, you know I really liked it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Ardell Wispy lashes. So I have a pack of 5. And as you can see, the one that fell down and the one up here, I already used one time before. So I think I'm just going to grab those ones. But these are the original feathered lash with Invisiband. Again, these are the Wispies. These ones are pretty much my favorite ones. So I'm just going to take these out and I'm going to apply them on my lashes and I will be right back. Okay, so moving on, we have 2 more items. So the first one that I'm going to do is I'm going to put something on my lips because I usually like to leave highlighter till later. So what I picked out from the drugstore to use on my lips is actually this guy from Physicians Formula. So this one is actually the Organic Wear Tinted Lip Treatment with Butter Blend. So I've heard pretty good things about this. I heard pretty good things if you have dry lips, and especially for the winter, this is great. So the color that I actually got was Tickled Pink, and I'm going to show you guys. I already swatched it on my hand like a couple seconds ago. It does tie in like some of the berry colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this. Ooh, and it applies so nicely. It literally almost feels like a gloss. And it's so hydrating, like it almost feels like water is going on my lips. Okay, so that's what it looks like, and as you can see, it does kind of give off like a nice shine, but literally it feels so good on your lips. So if you suffer from dry lips but still want a little bit of color, this would definitely be the product for you. Okay, so we got 1 product left to try, and we're gonna head back into this guy right here. And we're actually going to try the highlighter shade. So there's kind of 2. There is this one down here called Golden Hour, and I think it's going to be a little bit too deep for what kind of highlighter I'm looking for. And then there's this one called Whimsical up at the top. And both of these are limited edition, same with these 2 blush ones. So I'm actually going to go in with my Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter, and I am going to dip into Whimsical. And this one does have kind of gold flecks kind of going through the pan, so I think this is going to look really pretty, but I'm just going to go and apply some of this to my cheekbones. I'm gonna apply some to my nose. And it's definitely buildable. Like, I just put on a couple of layers and you can see it kind of come through the camera. Definitely buildable, which I love because I like being able to control the amount of sheen that you want for that particular day. Okay, so highlighter is done, and I think that you guys can kind of see the sheen, especially on this side for some reason, in camera. It gave like a beautiful, almost like a pearly glow, but it's not too shimmery, it's not too shiny. I think it's absolutely perfect, and I love the gold kind of sheens. It kind of evens out some of the pinkier tones in the highlight, so I am a big fan of that shade. So again, that was the shade Whimsical, the top highlight in this palette. So my thoughts on this palette is I love everything that I tried. I love the bronzer, I love the blush, and I of course love the highlight that I just applied. So this here is a win for me, and I will be getting tons of use out of this. So if you guys were unsure about if you would like this or not, I would say go for it. It is a great palette to have all three things inside of it. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. I am actually super pleased with how everything came out. I love everything that I've tried, right down from the foundation, the concealer. I like the mascara, the lip treatment. I love this, and I absolutely love these little tiny bite-sized eyeshadow palettes by E.L.F. And I really liked this powder as well. The only thing that I was kind of on the fence about was this Essence eyeliner pen. Like I said, it did kind of dry up as I got to this eye here, and it really wasn't that, I don't know, liquidy, I guess, once I finished my first eye. So I would say pass on this, but everything else I absolutely love. So yeah, that concludes this video of my drugstore makeup haul. I hope you guys enjoy my look, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more by me, just hit that subscribe button. And I just want to thank you guys for all of your continuing support so far. It really does mean the world to me. And until next time, I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!